The 2006 movie Idiocracy was way ahead of its time. With every passing day of gaming in 2025, I don't think it was just a movie. It's pretty much a prophecy at this point. That movie is the very definition of rewarding incompetence and stupidity in a society. So why am I bringing it up right now? Bbloom and Rage, Lost Records, South of Midnight, Dustborn, Concord, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Dragon Age the Veilguard, Assassin's Creed Shadows, The Last of Fucking Us 2, and I can go on. Slop that spewed out of skillless, talentless hacks who wanted to use these games to lecture gamers on DEI ideology. The Access media couldn't gush over how massive successes these games were. But in reality, oh boy. You see, reality is beautiful sometimes because reality doesn't pander to your stupidity. Because in reality, these games sucked hard. Gamers rejected the slop. Forget making a profit. These games didn't even sell enough to cover the cost of their production, because of which people lost their jobs and eventually studios got shut down. This is what happens when you pander to stupidity. But I don't think the AAA gaming companies are learning anything from this, because it's 2025 and people are still afraid of words because it hurts their fifis. And what are these words that I'm talking about? It's when a video game pokes fun at them for playing a game on easy mode. I saw this post from Pirate Nation on Twitter. So this is why Doom the Dark Ages removed I am too young to die from their difficulty menu. Accessible games initiatives. I can smell woke shit from a mile away. And I'm sure a lot of you too can. And right from the moment I read that name, I just know that this was a group created with the sole purpose of celebrating diversity. Wait, before you say, no, Elfenius, you're judging a book by its cover here. They just want everyone to enjoy video games. No, this is what basically DEI looks like in a disguise. About the Accessible Games Initiative. The Accessible Games Initiative is an entertainment software association project. The idea for the Accessible Games Initiative was first developed by, oh my god, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, Interactive Entertainment, and Ubisoft. The four horsemen of AAA gaming apocalypse. Our goal is to improve players' gameplay experience by providing clear information about the accessibility features available in video games. Okay. All good. I'm all for it. There are video games that have a very interesting premise. They have beautiful graphics, enthralling art style, captivating story, exciting gameplay, all these bells and whistles. But sometimes there's just one problem. Either the game is too difficult or you're just not good enough. Either way, this can be a problem. A barrier that is essentially stopping you from enjoying all that good stuff. I know that feeling. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff overlooking this beautiful landscape, but the only thing that's stopping you from getting there is this bottomless pit between you and the said landscape, which no matter how long of a running start you take, you just cannot jump across. In such cases, allowing players to choose a difficulty level sort of acts like a bridge that they can use to get across. And that is fine. So you took the easy way to experience a good game. So what? You had fun, right? That is all that matters. That's what video games are meant for. So you can escape this dampening reality, this South Park parody of a 2025 that we are living in. And that is the point of it. Escapism. That's what gaming is all about. And then there are games that let you customize the difficulty instead of just nerfing everything across the board for you. Like the game Control, for example. They have settings like auto aim, a mode that lets you take damage but also lets you cheat deaths when your health reaches zero, one-shotting enemies, etc. And if you are using those settings to make your game easier for you, it's fine. But wait. Hear me out. I know what I'm saying is pretty much blasphemy from the perspective of gaming. But as a dad who loves gaming but doesn't have all the time needed to master the game, learn the mechanics, and get good just so I can enjoy everything else that the game has to offer, pretty much means I will just not be able to play it. Simply because I don't have the time. I have bigger things to pay attention to. Got a family to feed. But regardless, I love playing video games. I can probably sacrifice every other hobby of mine, but I just cannot let a day go by where I haven't played a single game, at least for half an hour during my day. It feels criminal for me to spend a day where I have only worked but not done any gaming. So with whatever little time I have, I would like to just pick up a game, play it casually, enjoy the story, and move on. But hey, no offense if you are persistent enough to actually play a game and finish it on its intended difficulty. Actually, I have mad respect for you guys. If you are a responsible adult and if you are still able to find time to invest in a game, to learn and to master it, and then play the way it is actually meant to be played, I totally appreciate that. I just can't find the time. You know what? Please let me know in the comments how you do it. Maybe I will learn how to manage my time better. So yeah, hats off to you guys. But I do not agree with people who say, if the game is too difficult, don't play it. No, I want to play it. If you just want the story, read a book or something. The reason I insist on playing video games is they don't just tell a story, they let you experience it. They let you be in control of it. Make choices that have significant impact on how the ending turns out to be. I want to enjoy the graphics, enjoy the gameplay, and all that sweet stuff that reading a book or just watching a movie just cannot offer. And that is why I say that games should let you choose the difficulty that you are comfortable with. And if there are accessibility settings which let you customize the difficulty, I'm all for it. Now, having said that, let me tell you why I'm making this video. And for that, we have to continue reading this post. Difficulty levels continued. Providing granular control over settings is strongly recommended to let players match their abilities and preferences to the intended game experience. When naming or describing different difficulty options, avoid indicating or explicitly stating that one option is better than another, such as, this mode is intended experience. And the second point, naming or describing the difficulty levels in a way that demeans players, such as baby mode. Are you telling me that just because they chose to name their easy mode as baby mode, or in the case of Doom the Dark Ages, I am too young to die, it has offended you? So now you want to force the devs to placate you for playing a game on an easy mode, for not being good enough to play a game on its intended difficulty. How fragile is your ego? So now this is where we start having a problem, because an initiative that has been backed by these evil corpos, I mean, look at the names here. Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, and the spawn of Satan himself, Nintendo, an initiative backed by these corporations that is telling the devs that they cannot name a difficulty mode in a way that it pokes fun at the players for choosing to play so. This is basically the start of a snowball that has just started its course down the hill. And it's going to get so enormous that it's going to crush the very soul of gaming. So now you should not give ridiculous names to easy modes in a video game. What next? You have to make it safe so that people who aren't skilled enough to play the game on the intended difficulty don't have their feeties hurt.
Why are you crying?
I'm playing the game on easy mode.
So, you're able to progress through the game. You seem to be having fun.
No.
Why?
Because they named the easy mode. Can I play Daddy? You know how pathetic that sounds? If you are feeling bad about it, then good. It's doing what it's supposed to do, just as intended. So once, stop being a pussy, take on a bit of a challenge, take on that higher difficulty and let that rage build up inside of you for dying in a game over and over again. Channel it towards fucking improving yourself. And for once, see how that feels. Get fucking good. Because once you feel that, you will never want to play a game on an easy mode, no matter how safe they make it sound. Okay, wait. I know, I just contradicted myself. A few moments ago, I was saying people should be allowed to play games however they feel comfortable. And now here I am saying get good, which brings me to the reason why I'm making this video. I don't have a problem with people playing games on easy mode. I have a problem with people who are taking offense just because the devs try to poke a bit of fun on them by giving easy modes some ridiculous names. The point The point I'm trying to make is, it is good that we are looking at ways to make video games more accessible to everyone. Although I saw this other article somewhere about how the gaming journalists want skippable boss fights in a game because, hey, it's hard to write about games that you're not able to play, right? Imagine being a gaming journalist and complaining that the game is so hard that you literally can't write about it. At that point, maybe you should reconsider your career choices. So yeah, this is what I'm getting at. And also these companies that want to make it sound like they value people's feelings when all they care about is milking people for money. Everything that big corporations and especially these companies that try to come up are just their ideas to make you open their wallets to them. By trying to pander to stupidity, by forcing devs to not take a poke at their players' choices for choosing easy modes, they think that they can reach a wider audience, a bigger demography of players, and thus somehow end up with selling more copies. It's just the same old shtick as DEI. It's just a fad that they're trying to chase. They think that by virtue signaling through games, they can somehow reach a wider audience. Not only the straight male audience, which, let's face it, is the biggest slice of the gaming demography pie, they also want to reach out to people from the LGBT community and the racial minorities, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, because I know for a fact that gamers, including those from these communities, do not care about DEI shit in gaming. They will support the game as long as the game is good, as long as it's fun. And that is why I'm worried about the way these companies are approaching difficulty in video games, because you know that their greed won't let them stop at just making the devs not give ridiculous names to easy modes. They will take a lot more steps further in this pursuit. It might slowly lead up to a point where being good at video games doesn't matter at all. They're already talking about eliminating boss fights from video games, skipping them, which to me is pretty much the same thing. Next, they may say that achievements in video games are too hard, so special rewards like cosmetics or a profile badge or a frame that you can flaunt on your account, which players earn, by the way, by defeating the most toughest challenges of a game, should be normalized and given to everyone who finishes the game on any difficulty. What's that? You spent hours and hours on getting good at a game, then skip any boss fights, 100% in it on Ultra Worst Eldritch Torment Cosmic Crucifixion Nightmare difficulty to unlock the super cool golden armor? Ha! What a loser! I just played the game on the Story Enjoyer Supreme mode and unlocked that same armor. Given the current state of AAA gaming greed, especially coming from these companies, I don't think I'm far from the truth. I'm not saying that they may do this exact thing, but something along those lines might happen, which will eventually lead to destroying the sense of competition and challenge in video games, especially in single-player video games. I'm sure it won't happen in online multiplayer games, because the competition and flaunting of your achievements is what keeps that ecosystem alive. But single-player gaming will most certainly face this risk. You know how hard these single player companies have been trying to chase this live service dragon. They were talking about an online multiplayer God of War game, for crying out loud. Can you imagine? Glad that train never left the station. These corpos will do anything if they believe that it will let them milk you for more money. They are already tanking the AAA single-player gaming scene by desperately holding on to the dying carcass of DEI. What makes you think they won't use gaming difficulty as their next excuse? The game is discriminating against me by giving them easy parts a ridiculous name. You know they will do this while they look you in the eye and repeat that same rhetoric from their playbook. Why are you mad about it? It's just a video game. It's just a video game as long as they are using it to push their own ideology. But the moment you criticize it, you are the bigot. Whoever you are, however you like to play a video game, it's fine. It's all good. But do not let these companies bring in practices that panders to players who cannot tackle a game at its intended difficulty. Because you know exactly who these people are. Gaming journalists that will approve of such practices and why. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for listening. Give me a like, a comment, a subscribe. Dislike if you didn't, because hey, it's all good, fam.